With that being said, let's dive on into this psychopath that we've highlighted in the Come On Man this week. What do you think, Juice? It's disturbing. It really is disturbing. So this mom here is doing a piece trying to get credit and praise and, you know, all the woke virtue signaling she could get from the media, from the left, from all the cultural elitists that run our society these days, by propping up the adopted child that she has here as a, virtue signaling prop. Because she has convinced and brainwashed this child that she's been allowed to raise and to love and to protect. She's now turned this child into believing that the girl is now non-binary. Because I'm sorry, you do not think this on your own. This doesn't come up. You don't wake up one morning and decide this. You are manipulated, trained, and groomed into believing this stuff. And all the evidence we need is in this video, in this package, in this audio that we're going to play for you guys. You can tell that these are coached, rehearsed responses by this child. With the mother figure right there next to her, smiling along, shooting daggers into her, letting her know what she is supposed to say to these cameras. So why don't we hear, why don't we just go right to the clip? Juice, you ready for this?
All right, so you want to talk about gender today?
Yes.
So what is gender to you?
Like my birth parents said that I was a girl, but they made a mistake.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah.
Right? So your mommy and I, we assumed that you were a girl.
You hear that right off the bat? Like, my birth parents assumed I was a girl. And the one jumps in. Yep, us too.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And she's going to continue to coach from here. So pick it back up there, Juice.
But then when did you set her straight?
Well, I was at least like 5 or 6.
But it started before that. You kept sending us signals, right? You'd say, sometimes I want to be a boy.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to be a girl. Something just doesn't seem right here.
The child said that, or you said that? Hey, maybe you don't feel so great here. Wow, I know you have a vagina, but maybe you're not quite a girl. What do you think, huh? Do you think that? Do you think that, don't you? Meanwhile, if the camera panned out, you'd see the dad behind the camera holding up the family dog, ready to go deliver it to somebody else. Ready to go send the dog on its way. Oh, your favorite video game, your favorite stuffed animal. The dad's sitting there ready to rip the thing's head off. Say the right things. Say the right things, daughter. You're not a daughter. You're binary, non-binary. You're non-binary. Right? Don't you feel that way? You feel that way, don't you? Do you feel that way? Yeah, you do. You do, don't you? You started to feel that way, didn't you? Didn't you?
Yeah.
All right, let's continue.
Well, I wasn't a girl or a boy.
So what are you?
Non-binary.
Right. And how do you feel about being non-binary?
Good.
Your mom and I have tried our best to support you and make that like something that's celebrated in our household. Have you ever spoken to your class about your gender?
Yeah.
What did you tell them?
I told them my pronouns and also my name.
And why are your pronouns important to you?
Well,
like it'd be like if I was like, I can't remember your name, I'm just going to call you Susie.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that wouldn't be so cool, would it?
Well, if you ever forget someone's name, you can ask them.
Yeah, if you forgot their name, you can ask them. Or if you don't know somebody's pronouns, you can ask them, right?
Yeah.
No, not quite so, yeah. I mean, if you don't remember somebody's name, you can say, excuse me, sir, excuse me, miss, excuse me, ma'am, and still interact with the person. Because you can look at them and see that they are a man or a woman. If you mess up their name, it could be anything. Sure, you don't remember that. Sir, ma'am, he, her. These are easy ways to communicate because they don't need any further explanation. They're self-evident. Continue.
So asking is very important.
Yeah.
It represents you, right?
Yeah.
Like, how did it feel to, like, be able to share your story?
Like really, really, really good.
It felt really good.
It felt really, really, really good. Yeah, it did feel good because we gave you an ice cream afterwards, right? Remember? After you first told us that? After we told you to go into school and say this? After we did this video? Yeah, remember? Remember we bought you something? Remember we brought you on a trip? Because, yeah, you are non-binary. You are non-binary. Get it right. And think about the real mom. Like, no idea what the situation is there, but she clearly is in communication with this foster mom, with the adopted mother. I'm not sure what the circumstances are, but who's to say that that's not being held over the mother's head? Like, what if there's custody related issues? What if there's some reason why the actual mother does not have this child in her custody? Do you think it's like now she has to go along with this non-binary nonsense in order to still be allowed to see her child? I wonder if it's anything like that, because we know Turd Boy up there in Canada would refuse to allow you around your child if you didn't go along with this false narrative. So that part's left out of this whole conversation. But needless to say, this whole transgender nonsense in children, we all know where it comes from. We all know it's weird, disturbed, mentally ill adults in these kids' lives that are putting their hang-ups onto their children. Disgusting and disturbing, to say the least. And that is why this lady, and unfortunately the manipulated child in this video, I feel bad for her. I hope she is able to separate from this foster mother. But until that day comes, the two of them in their story deserve one big old fat classic.
Come on, man.
And that's our show for today. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us for another glorious episode of The Right and Wrong Show. Don't forget, give us a like and a follow and a share. All the spots that we've listed out there for you: YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple. You know where we are. But share it with a friend. All right? And until next week, I have nothing else to say to you guys except thanks for having me.